Blasted, center field, and oh, it disappears! He has homered on back-to-back pitches seen tonight. It may never stop the year of Cal Raleigh.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Monahan. Today is Wednesday, September 17th, and happy 40th birthday to my big brother, John. I have two words for you, John, and I guess everybody. The first one is big, the second one, dumper. Cal Raleigh cannot be stopped. Shohei Ohtani has joined a 50-50 club that nobody thought would ever exist. Snakes alive. The NL wildcard race keeps getting better. And how about those Guardians? Let's get to it. The Mariners entered Tuesday night just a half game up on the Astros for first place in the AL West. That wasn't much breathing room. They were up only 3-0 after 2 innings against the Royals on Tuesday. That wasn't much either. Enter the big dumper.
Fly ball, right field, it is fair and gone! Move over, Mick! Cal Raleigh is the new switch-hitting home run king!
55 home runs for Cal Raleigh on the season. That passes Mickey Mantle for the most by a switch hitter in one season ever. So yes, the great and powerful Hall of Famer Mickey Mantle has been passed by a guy nicknamed the Big Dumper. And the dumper was not done dumping. He done dumped some more. In his very next at bat in the fourth.
Here's the first pitch. Swung on, hit well, center field. It's going back. Isbell at the warning track, at the wall. He has done it! Home run, Cal Raleigh. He has tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most in Seattle Mariners history. Number 56 for Cal Raleigh.
56 home runs to make it 9-0 M's. That tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most by a Mariner in a single season, a mark the kid reached in both 1997 and 1998. Oh, and by the way, Dominic Canzone, the big dumper, had 3 home runs to get to 10 on the year in a 5-for-5 night. All part of a 12-5 victory for the Mariners, their 10th in a row. Seattle does still just stay half game up on the Astros for first place in the AL West, as the Astros just survived a 6-5 victory over the Rangers. With the win, Houston also stays 3 games up on the Guardians for the final wildcard spot and now 4 games up on the Rangers. Raleigh talked to MLB Network postgame and was almost embarrassed his name was up with the likes of Mickey Mantle and Ken Griffey Jr.
I don't really have words for it. I don't really know what to say. I'm sure one day it'll kind of set in, but for now, just keep it going.
Shohei Ohtani has made the unnatural, the ridiculous, the inconceivable seem normal. So normal that we forget that it's not. And on Tuesday night, he did it again. Ohtani struck out 5 over 5 hitless innings against the Phillies, outdueling an unusually subpar Christopher Sanchez. He even struck out the guy he's in an NL home run race with, something nobody has ever done.
2-2, strikes him out. Popped out of his hand, but caught the zone, and Schwarber watches it, strike 3.
Unfortunately, as what seems to happen every day with the Dodgers when their starter is pitching a no-hitter, once Ohtani departed with a 4-0 lead on a limited pitch count, the Phillies came right back. They scored 6 runs in the 6th to go up 6-4, helped by home runs by Brandon Marsh and Max Kepler. But later, in the 8th, it was that guy Shohei Ohtani again. You know, the one who pitched 5 no-hit innings in the same game.
High fly ball to deep right field. 5 no-hit innings on the mound, and a skyscraping home run. There's nobody like him. Doubtful there ever will be.
Ohtani's 50th homer of the season. The first player with back-to-back 50 homer seasons since A-Rod. He's just 3 back of Schwarber's 53. According to Sarah Langs, he's also the first player with 50 homers and 50 strikeouts as a pitcher in the same season. The only other 50 homer hitter with any strikeouts thrown was Babe Ruth in 1921. He had 2. LA would tie things up on an Alex Call sac fly in the 8th, but Rafael Marchand hit a 3-run homer in the top of the 9th to give the Phillies a 9-6 win. Too bad Ohtani couldn't come in as a reliever too. The Dodgers remain 2 games up on the Padres in the NL West, and Shohei remains a unicorn. Coming up, the NL wildcard race is getting crazier by the minute. Can you handle it? I can't handle it. We'll dig into it after the break. The D-backs and Giants faced off against one another on Tuesday, with big-time wildcard implications on the line. Arizona was 1.5 games back of the Mets for the final slot, while the Giants were just 2 back. Both wanted it. How could they not? What else would they do? Play golf in Cancun? I guess that sounds pretty nice. It looked like the Giants wanted it more after they took a commanding 4-0 lead in the first inning. But the D-backs, who have almost magically come out of nowhere to be in the thick of the wildcard race, came right back. Blaze Alexander hit an RBI single, and then, Adrian Del Castillo brought his team within 1.
Del Castillo to right field. It's on its way, and it's gone.
The game continued back and forth, and was tied at 5 by a Corbin Carroll single in the 5th. After some great pitching out of both bullpens and superb defense, finally, with the bases lowered in the bottom of the 9th, it was Jordan Lawler, and it was snakes alive.
Is cued back to the mound. It's under Walker's glove. Carroll scores. Diamondbacks win. 6-5 is your final.
A huge win for Arizona, but they still remain a game and a half behind the Mets for the final wildcard spot, because the Mets...
And now Beatty cracks one to deep right field. Tatis goes back. It's out of here. A 2-run bomb from Brett Beatty, and it's 5-0 New York in the opening inning.
The Mets scored 5 runs in the first inning and added more on Francisco Lindor's 28th homer of the season, donning a Roberto Clemente number 21 jersey, and Pete Alonso's 35th, beating the Padres 8-3. New York maintains that 1.5 game lead for the final wildcard spot over the D-backs, 3 up on the Giants and 3 up on the Reds, who got shut out by Michael McGreevy and the Cardinals. The Padres, meanwhile, hold on to that second wildcard spot and stay 2 back of the Dodgers in the NL West. Elsewhere around the league, the Guardians stayed hot, winning their 5th in a row with a 7-5 extra inning victory over the Tigers. Gabriel Arias had a homer and 2 RBIs, while Stephen Kwan had a double and an RBI. Cleveland is now just 2.5 games back of Boston for the final wildcard spot in the AL because, well, the Red Sox lost to the A's 2-1. Sox prospect Connolly early struck out 7 over 5 1/3 while giving up 1 run. He has now struck out 18 in his first 2 starts, the most in a pitcher's first 2 outings since Steven Strasburg had 22 back in 2010. But as soon as he came out, the bullpen coughed up the lead. The Yankees went up 10-1 on the Twins and just barely squeaked out a 10-9 victory. Trent Grisham hit his 31st homer of the year, and Ben Rice had 3 hits for the Yanks. They remain in the top wildcard spot in the AL. George Springer had 3 hits and 2 RBIs to help the Blue Jays to a 6-5 win over the Rays. Vlad Jr. added 2 hits in the victory. The Jays stay 5 games up on the Yankees for first place in the AL East, although they did get some bad news. Bo Bichette will be out for the rest of the regular season with his knee sprain, but he hopes to return in October. Paul Skeens is human. The future likely Cy Young winner gave up multiple runs in the first inning for the first time in his career, and 3 overall in just 3 2/3 innings in a 4-1 loss to the Cubs. Michael Busch hit his 29th homer of the year. Skeens' ERA moves to an extremely embarrassing 2.03 on the year. Cade Horton, who gave another boost to his NL Rookie of the Year campaign, won the game for the Cubs and is now 11-4 with a 2.66 ERA. For any other scores and news, head on over to MLB.com. That's all for today's morning lineup. Mandy Bell will be back with you tomorrow. A couple of games to watch on MLB Network. The Giants' Justin Verlander will take on the D-backs' Brandon Pfaadt at 3:40 Eastern in a wild card race showdown. And at night on Network at 10:10, the Dodgers will square off with the Phillies once again. Blake Snell versus Jesus Luzardo. You won't want to miss that one. And as always, please don't forget to leave us a rating and a review, share this podcast with the baseball lovers in your life, and enjoy all the games today.